No, recording. I'll never forget me fucking up so bad.
Next time, just
This
wait for
mother.
them now recording.
Oh no, because remember, last time fucking King's shit vibrated like a goddamn beeper, and I thought it was Craig,
But it
but it
didn't say
wasn't.
now recording. Unless you speak vibrate, and that his vibration said now recording.
The vibration did say not recording, and I was like, all right, fuck it, let's go.
Damn, Spuddy, how many languages do you speak?
I speak sarcasm, I speak Mexican, and I speak English. Well, partially English.
Vibration.
Yeah.
I think partially English is accurate.
Ha 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 ha. When you Canadians are so rude.
God damn it. I can feel the hostility in this room. Alright, so the date is the 18th of June.
We don't say the day. Remember, we agreed
Sorry,
last
18th
time.
of July.
Yeah, even then you were wrong. We don't say the date because we never release on the day. Well,
If we say the date of the podcast that we're recording, and then we don't say the date that we're gonna
yeah, but
actually
we
upload.
got to start off saying we are recording on blah 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 blah. Start over, restart,
Okay.
disconnect and connect again.
Recording has begun. We are recording on the 18th of July, 2020 at 22:11 London time, PST.
That's not PST. PST is Pacific Standard Time, which is 2:11.
BST.
Alright, enunciate, motherfucker, enunciate.
Story.
I don't know if you
British
said
summertime.
story or sorry, but it's cool. Cool, continue.
Wow. You know what? I'm just gonna eat my pasta. Okay.
Oh, now I'm
All right.
hungry. Fuck it. No.
It's fine. You can make it.
It's okay. King's gonna cook again. He's gonna. This podcast is his recipes.
How's
We
everyone
should do
doing?
we should do a cooking podcast at one point where we just do the whole thing while we're eating.
You guys
Wait,
don't
we're
eat
not-
while you.
We're not
Do
supposed to do that.
I do
Yeah.
that every single time. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean more like openly. Like we'll tell each other what we're eating. It's like I ordered pizza from this place, and
Well,
I don't know. Spidey had something Mexican apparently because that's where he's from.
I've got pasta and a bit of bacon. All right, with some nice cheese sauce, with some garlic bread on the side.
This podcast is sponsored by Niagara Water. I'm just joking. That's all I got right now. My Niagara Water.
Oh God! So, what's happened in the last 2 weeks with you guys? King, how's the job going? You enjoying it?
Yeah, no, it's pretty good. I do social media, so it's very much in my wheelhouse. Because when I
So
was
you get
interviewing for it, I basically talked about similar stuff to the Fairy Tale Twitter account, and so I run ads and do various creative things. And I think that it's only been like a month or so since I joined, but it's been fulfilling so far.
So when you
You-
applied for it, did you say to my app guys? So this is my resume. I run the Fairy Tale Twitter account. I think that's enough to tell you that obviously man knows what he's doing on his job. And did they turn around and be like, you know what? This man's hired, fam. Is that
Yeah,
how
how
it
did
went?
Spidey?
No, yeah. I have the question. Did he like flex that you have like almost 100,000 followers on the Fairy Tale Wiki?
Whoa.
Twitter.
Let's slow down there. We're at just under 50K. We've got quite a while to go before we get to 100.
Not with that attitude.
I was trying to hype you up, sir,
Well,
and
and
you
I'm
like
being
ruined it.
conservative.
Never mind. Forget it. Topic change. Nah, I'm just kidding.
I don't really care.
But how did that go about? Like, did you actually tell him about the actual stuff you do, or did he just like?
I mean, it's in my
Were you
resume. So
vague
it's like
about
they can look at it, and they didn't like ask like particular details. I don't think most of them cared. They just want you to have an understanding of how to do things, and you'll find this when you guys are applying for jobs, and you too, audience. Like whenever you're interested in something outside of your college related classes, you'll find that the skills you pick up in becoming more into it will lead towards you developing certain skills that will be beneficial in jobs. Like let's say you're interested in video games and you might work online to download applications and work on them and design. That could one day lead to you getting jobs in fields like programming or software engineering and the like. if you're interested in fan art, you might learn Photoshop and the like that way. So you might one day end up in graphic design, uh, you know, roles or whatever. So it's really just about finding your passions and building towards them and capitalizing on them later.
Yeah, use your hobbies to your advantage. You might
Yeah.
think it's just a simple day-to-day task of you having fun. Could lead to something more.
Mhm.
This is sponsored by howtogetajob.com. Spidey, you falling asleep there. I see you spamming. See you spamming. So this
Like
is
I'm,
a
Yeah.
spam free zone.
in the case of Spider-Man, I actually feel like considering his history with like setting up discords and stuff, and the fairy tale Reddit, obviously, and Sorcerer Weekly's Twitter, I feel like he has his own fairly comprehensive portfolio in terms of I know how to do community management, I know how to do online social media.
You would
So
think, and these
And how to ban
motherfuckers
people.
still don't fucking hire a motherfucker. It's like when I applied years ago for dishwashing at some restaurant. They're like, "What's your experience?" I was like, "Been washing dishes at home for 18 years, brother." And they're like, "That's cool. You're not hired."
well,
So
fair enough, but let's also not conflate being qualified for a job with being selected for a job. Those are two different and unfortunately not very related things.
yeah, you're right.
Okay,
But
before
yeah,
our listeners actually fall asleep, let's move on to the
Right.
things that they actually care about.
Let's move on
I
to the
mean, you,
exciting
I mean,
things.
I mean, Dad, you're the one who asked this stupid question. What have you been
I was
doing
just
for
trying to
2 weeks?
get some
Well, no,
conversation
that's-
going because you're out here spamming Z in chat. Shake my head.
All
I
right,
have to tell you what I'm doing.
right.
So Dav for the last 2 weeks has been a person of interest. He's
I
in
have.
the FBI's most wanted. He's
Okay, come on, I told you that in confident. God damn it.
I was gonna say
I
something,
mean,
but
if
but
it's
I
on the
don't know.
FBO's most wanted list, it's also common knowledge. I think the more interesting
I
part is the Interpol red corner notices, so that if he
Okay.
travels into any airport anywhere,
All right.
Interpol's
I can explain.
stationary agents are allowed to pick him up.
Okay, I can
They
explain.
tell it to the
Right?
police.
It was a trap. Okay. Okay. Right. The
You're
age
talking
is
about
Yeah,
Astolfo?
it was a trap.
Yeah.
People, he didn't know she was only 13.
exactly. Okay. The wiki said she was 1,000 years old. Okay. Like, come on, guys. It was a trap. This is getting taken
Oh
off the
my
tube.
god!
We're getting shut down, boys.
What are we doing? Okay,
For clarity,
all right.
I'm not actually wanted by the FBI. So, Spade, do
All
you
right.
want to go on with the winners of the contests that we had?
Oh yeah, don't
Like,
worry. I won't tell
cyber.
you. I won't tell you how my week went. It's cool. It's cool, man.
I mean,
Yeah.
they've been raging all day.
Nah, today's been hectic because I've had to run a lot of errands.
How's the last 2 weeks been, apart from shouting at the mod team?
Yeah, the Martins got to get their shit together.
On it, boss.
Nah, but all joking aside, server's been good. Server's been fun. Lots of new people. We have a new initiation program essentially where new users have access to this private channel of their own. Because I know how overwhelming 7,000 people in a live chat is already overwhelming, right? So you don't want to feel ignored. So my thinking was make a new channel for them, have them talk there, get experience, and then move up. I took the idea basically from like Call of Duty because there's like that rookie mode, right? Where
Mhm.
until you reach a certain rank, you progress to the main shit. But yeah,
No, that was Final Fantasy
personally,
that had that.
yeah, but personally, yeah, still no job, still working on looking for shit. I've applied everywhere and anywhere except fast food restaurants. Fuck all that.
Yeah, do a fair
Fuck
share
all
of
that.
that already.
Yeah, I've been there most of my life. I'm not trying to go back.
Not worth it.
Not
I'm
worth it,
sure something
especially
will
not
come
during this
along.
time. Especially not now. Fuck that. Bad,
Oh god, no.
bad health, and then the
People just be
coronavirus.
dickheads.
hmm But yeah, so like Dev said, there's a couple big announcements. I've already mentioned these on the Discord, but some of you can't be bothered to actually look at the announcement. So
Some of them can't
this
read.
is why are you making fun of me, bro. This is why I have you guys read it for me, so I don't look like a
Not
fool.
you. So some of the people can't read.
Yeah, you're right. My bad. Kind of outed myself there. Cool, cool, cool. So there was three three contests essentially. One for the server icon, which right now is Lucy Heartfilia by Eleni Violet Scarlet. Beautiful image, very well drawn. We have the server banner, which is literally the main characters from Mashima's three big series and their mascot. So we have Ellie and Haru with Plu. We have Natsu and Lucy with Happy, King's favorite character. We have Shiki and Rebecca with Pino and Happy 2.0. So that's a beautiful image as well by Spala, who more news on her later on. And additionally, we have our server invite. So when you go to the Discord and try to join up discord.gg/fairytale, you're gonna be welcomed essentially by Natsu, just extending his arm, welcoming you to the guild. Kind of fitting because we're very welcoming. And that was by Androdata. Androdata, the robot.
Androdata.
Androdata. What do we fuck it? Andro. I call him Andro. Too many ways to pronounce it. Um, and okay, so follow up to that. So I'm very grateful for all the people who contributed and participated. So one thing, and this I put this is wait, I have an idea TBA. So the to be announced is basically all the server icons that were submitted. I'm gonna make it into a GIF. So I'm gonna have the fairy tale or the Eden Zero logo in the beginning, and then it's gonna transition to the icons that were submitted, and then to the other logo, and like that. That way, they're all winners essentially, because I do appreciate everybody who participated. Because as Dav could attest, we try to be as what's the word,
Inclusive.
inclusive and as engaging with the users, but some don't bother participating. Dav had a contest for the intro to the not server to the
Podcast.
podcast. Only one submission. They had like a week, 2 weeks, one submission.
And that one
So
person actually submitted multiple.
so
Um, and he actually
yeah.
did very well. That was it's Abhinav, Gnarly God, as a lot of people know him as. The man of multiple accounts. Our boy.
No, the man who loves the next generation of fairy tale for fucking.
No, but Gnarly God, that's a great intro you've made. We actually quite enjoy it. And we're actually
No,
very
yeah,
happy that
yeah,
we're using it.
it's really, really great. But yeah, so I'm trying to be inclusive to all the people who participate. I did let Andrew know that his submission for the server icon got like 60 votes, but I was like, your shit is already on there with your server invite, so I'm gonna give it to the second place. But then I thought about it. I was like, there's not that many submissions to begin with. Let's count with me. There's two that are basically the same, just different background. So that's one, two, three, four, five, six if we include Andrew. So six total submissions, right? That's easy enough to be made into a GIF, and it could be like a slow moving GIF, right? We have the logo, and then we transition to one of the GIFs to one of the server icon submissions. It's like that, just so everybody's involved and they don't feel like, oh, well, my work wasn't as appreciated because that's not true. I really did appreciate it. So there's that. Then, because that's not news enough, we have two new server staff members. They're still in the training process, but they're there. They were picked from a specified role of people who I have trust towards, who I don't think will screw the server, and who I could very easily get rid of if I feel like they're gonna screw the server. So it's a double-edged sword, if you will. They have the benefit of getting to trainee role, to trainee mod, but at the same time, they fuck up and they know they're gone. Because as Dav could attest, I take care of the server like if it was my child.
You can.
And other than that, oh yes, I already mentioned there is gonna be two giveaways for the Fairy Tale game. Amazing, amazing contributions by the S class mages. Um, many of them did voice concern because I was gonna have a giveaway for them. They're like, nah, we're not doing it for that. We rather just you do the giveaway for everyone. So their giveaway will be for everyone, and then the one I'm doing will be for everyone as well. So we have two possibilities of winning. So what I was thinking was, and this is me just on the fly because I haven't really had time to fully process everything. So I was thinking Team Natsu and Crew of Eden Zero get one, and then Heroes and Crew of Eden Zero get another. Or I might even add Rave Warriors because honestly, there's not a lot of people. But I'm still thinking. So it might be Rave Warriors and Team Natsu for the first contest, Crew of Eden Zero, and Heroes for the second contest. I don't know. Still thinking of that, but there will be two of them. So, like I said in the announcements, you're gonna be if you have access to the channel, that means you're in it. All you're gonna have to do is react to the giveaway bot message, and then it'll randomly pick two winners. So good luck to that. And this includes the mods, because I don't think most of them are getting the game anyway. So yeah, they'll probably be involved. I won't include Air because fuck that guy. No, I'm just kidding. Um, no, yeah. So everybody who has a role, even if it's a moderator, a training moderator, or an admin, will be included. I won't obviously not be included because I already pre-ordered the guild box, the digital edition, and the digital edition Switch. So I'm covered. I don't need to worry about that. Um, I took care of this before I lost my job, way before, so I'm kind of happy. But other than that, there is no more news unless I'm forgetting something. Dev.
The new editor, Andrew.
Oh yes, 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 yes. Andro Data. See, this is a problem. He has a fucking confusing name, so I forgot. Oh, actually, I did forget. So we have to, like it did mention before. Sorry, it's all over the place. I just got home. Two new training moderators. They are Spala and Hyperfresh. And as I mentioned, Spala had submitted that beautiful banner, server banner, which includes all the cast. And then Hyperfresh is someone who's been very reliable and he's been very helpful in how we are able to do some things within the server. And a lot of other people are as helpful, but I'm trying to be vague because I don't want them to be known. I mean, if they want to say they could, but I'm not trying to, because
Out of them.
it's like Fight Club. If you fucking say it, it's gonna be you just don't want to say it. But yeah, so and then we've been trying to be more and more official with this podcast. So we're still trying to have that sense of humor, that fun little gag stuff, but we do realize that surprisingly there is an audience, even if some of them are from Discord. I know some of them aren't, so that's cool. Join the Discord, discord.gg/fairytale. Easy to remember. Um, we're trying to be more official about it. So we have an editor now in Andrew. He did some editing for us, and so did Lizzie. Can't forget Lizzie. Lizzie did help us because the last podcast we submitted was kind of shit because my voice was all over the place. So
My
we have
voice
two
wasn't
editors.
there.
Yeah. And Dav's voice was not there for a good half chunk of it. I was talking to myself. Uh, and then King was cooking. So we have two editors, Lizzie and Andrew. Andrew will probably be the primary one just because he has more time, if I'm not mistaken. And then we also added an intro with the Sorcerer Weekly thing, as well as a sound, the intro clip, and the intro audio. I'm sorry, the intro audio and the outro audio from Nalugad. It's whatever your full name is because he changed it more times than Gray uses I shed. I shall.
I shed. I was about to
Uh,
say, what kind of
discount.
translation are you
Di-
wearing?
manga stream. Rest in peace. Um, they dead. But yeah, that's about it. Game comes out in 2 weeks. Should be fun. And yeah, there's nothing more to talk about in the server, unless I'm
Cool.
forgetting something.
Nope, that's about it. So, just let you guys know, we're swapping it around. We're doing Fairy Tale first, and then Eden Zero after,
Why is that? Wait, no, no, we have
because
news. We have news to cover.
news.
What's his name? I forgot his name. King. Yeah, King. King, you say we have news on the game?
Yeah, not so much news in the traditional sense. We just wanted to, for those who might be interested, if you want to know more about the Fairy Tale game, or if you're relatively new to the series and you don't really understand a lot of the content that's already been there, you can visit the Fairy Tale game website and you can read more about the bios and how the characters are. This is mostly for people who are relatively new to the fandom.
Okay,
Okay,
that's cool.
that's cool.
And then gives
It's just a
them a
matter of
little.
accessibility, really, because not everybody's been like a fan for 8 years or whatever.
Yeah,
Nobody's a weeb like that. I got you. I got you.
Well, I mean,
Okay,
I've been
nice.
around for quite a while, but I will ignore that.
No, I'm saying it. I'm saying. I'm saying the general population, sir. I'm not saying you. I'm saying the
Well, I
general
mean,
population.
I'm just thinking about the audience.
No, no, yeah, which is good. It's very good. So there's that, and then there's also shamelessly plugging myself. I did a thread on the Reddit that has all the information you need. So when it's coming out, what it's gonna have, what version has what has what did the directors say, what did Mashima say, what did the studio say, all this shit. It's very intense and expansive, I guess. Is that even accurate?
yeah.
No, very detailed. Yeah. Well, okay. Dev agrees too.
Basically,
So yeah,
anything you want to know, need to know, will be there. As
yes.
Spidey gets the info, he'll add it in there. And trust me, even if there's something that we don't see on there, we'll ping him with it, and then he'll get annoyed at us for pinging him. But then
And
he'll
then
go
I'll
add it.
change it. And then I'll change it. I mean, it'll probably take 2, 3 days, but I'll change it. I will also try to update it as I learn the information, like Dav said, and as I play the game. Because what I will try to do is have a little review for the game. Because, my thinking is, why would you want somebody who doesn't know the series to review a game of the series? Like,
Which is what's gonna happen.
a lot of people are gonna do that, which is good, kind of from the outside perspective. But you also want someone who's gonna be honest and straightforward. And most of the times, I don't want to say uh negative things about the gaming journalism, but it's not the greatest. A lot of games get 10 out of 10s that don't deserve it. A lot of games
I,
get 5 out of 10s that don't deserve it.
I can already see the
So
first criticism. The game starts halfway through the show. What about if you don't know the beginning? Go watch it, you fucking dumbass.
yeah, so what I'll try to do is I'll try to have a little. I won't be too extensive, I hope, or too intense, but I will try to have a review of it. Like, if you expect something like Angry Joe, where he goes extremely detailed and all this shit, then I'll try my
You're
best.
in for a
But
bad time.
I'll try my best. But one, I don't have the resources like that man does, and two, there's only so much we could really say about Fairy Tale because it's fairy tale. So I'd see what I could do, but if you expect some super detailed stuff like Angry Joe Show or Layman Gaming or Young, yeah, then I mean, you could ask them to review it. Highly doubt they will, but I'll try to do something along those lines because I do like giving a lot of my posts on Reddit. Oh, back then, before years ago, months ago, I would make really detailed posts and explain stuff and just I'll try to do that with the game just so everybody has a clear understanding of what to expect, what you're getting, and if it's actually good. Because I have
Cool,
expectations.
sounds good.
Yeah. So now, sir, let us begin with.
100-year quest.
Mhm.
King, would you like to give us a rundown of the chapter? Chapter 60. I think he went to make. I think he can't talk today. I think he went to cook.
I think King just left because he didn't like the chapter because there was no happy in it.
No, sorry, I was making a grilled cheese.
I told you he was cooking. I told you.
Um, anyway, rundown of chapter 60. Yeah, so the
Don't forget the
chapter
title,
begins. Fuck, what was the title?
Gigantify.
Gigantamax. Sorry, Gigantify.
Gigantify? Gigantify.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
So, as you can guess from the title, you can probably imagine what the chapter involves, but going a little bit more scene by scene, we see Natsu tackling his opponent, who is one of the god seeds of Alderon. Elsewhere, Brandish, who made her debut in the last, or made an appearance in the last chapter, has gigantified Gajeel to fight the large dragon form of Alderon. And from various parts of the city, the different fairy tale mages who are scattered about see him while he's in the middle of his fight, and they're just like, oh, "Holy shit, he's so big," and whatever, which leads to some amusing moments here and there with Levy. But I'm sure Dav or Spidey will have more jokes to say
That
about that than I will.
is that.
And
Oh my
at
God,
the end,
yes.
seeing that there's a bit of a problem, the god seed that Natsu's fighting decides that it's time to use a secret technique, and the chapter essentially ends on a cliffhanger at that point.
That was the most.
Hmm?
Well, okay, King. Before I go, and I'll let King. I'll let Dav go before me as well. What did you think of the chapter overall?
Me?
Yes.
I don't know. I didn't really. I wouldn't say I didn't care for it, but I just didn't find myself all that invested in it. For the most part, it was just an action chapter, and the other stuff in the chapter really is just people on the sidelines commentating. You see at one point the lower class fairy tale mages like Max and the like. Elsewhere there is Urza and Laxus, and all that really happens with all these groups is really just watching Gajeel fight Outeron. Uh, it's cool too. It's not a bad fight so far, cause even though it's very short, and I like how he is able to defend himself with the Iron Dragon scales. Obviously,
That's what.
considering the whole wood versus metal thing, I think that makes perfect sense in your typical fire beats grass beats water kind of elemental rock paper scissors type circle. Uh,
Mhm.
Otherwise, I don't really have anything to say about the chapter. I thought it was fine. I'm curious to see what happens next, but I don't suspect that this battle will go on more than another four-ish chapters, maybe.
Ooh, interesting. All right, Derek. I'm Derek.
Derek. Wow, that's my new name, Derek.
Mhm.
That's because Life with Derek, the Canadian show, and now we were talking
I
to the
have seen it.
Canadian King.
God damn
Well,
it.
you've seen it or you haven't?
No, I've seen it.
Okay, well there you go. Your name's Derek. Dav, go on.
Uh, Same kind of actually thoughts on the chapter. I was reading it, and I remember in the server I was reading, and I'm obviously putting my pro because I read it a few days later than everyone else because I'm just slow. And I was putting my thoughts on as I'm reading it, and I'm like, oh, that felt like a short chapter. A lot happened in the chapter, I will say. The chapter just felt short, maybe because of how, I guess you could say, fast-paced the chapter might have felt. But a lot did happen, and I'm actually quite happy with the art style. To me, in this chapter, is just showing you it even more, just how good he is and how well he's doing the story justice.
That spread with Algeron and Gajia.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to bring up. It's so well drawn and detailed, and it's so you can kind of see the power that both of them are releasing, and that punch that Gargio does, that little uppercut.
You could see the
Um,
difference too in the Mashima art and the Yudo art. and it's kind of refreshing to see Yuta make Fairy Tail his own more and more as the chapters go on. Did I just kill the chat?
No, sorry, bro. What is this? Guildhall. Yeah, no. As this chapter really shows, because it's just constant fighting, constant with a few bits and bobs here, but the fight scenes really do show the skill that Ueda has. And if I'm honest, I mean, we said this back in, I think it was um, the first or second podcast. It is definitely something that Ueda needs more credit for. A lot of fans don't realize that Ueda is the one putting in this work when it comes to the art and the story. And
And
I'm
if it,
starting to see it more and more though. I'm starting to see more credit for him.
I feel like we've quote unquote bitched about it so much to the point where they're like, "All right, we get it. All right, yeah, Yuta, good job."
I think
That's why
one
they say
thing
it.
we have to also keep in mind is that maybe our audience does get it, but the wider community at large probably does not, considering that for them, Mishima will always be the fairy tale guy, and somewhat rightfully so. So it's more that we have to kind of just say a lot and raise the awareness.
True, true,
Yeah,
true.
exactly. Which is what's kind of been happening. One of my favorite parts of the chapter, and I'm gonna get a lot of shit for this. I can tell. It's after the big punch and then the secondary punch to Aldron is Levy's face.
Oh,
It's
the word
just
she says.
so big. I'm not gonna lie. I read that. I started cracking up. I started cracking up. I will accept that my brain is filth.
But I appreciate because I see that as a fan service moment. I
Yeah, a
see
little
that as
comical
a
scene.
yeah, the comical scene. I kind of see it as a fan service moment, but I see it different than Mashima's fan service because Mashima's fan service moments are usually with the skimpy outfits, the butt shots, the topless stuff like that, right? But
Yeah,
with Hundred Years Quest, it's more of the comical flirtatious type thing where I just find
Yeah,
it
it's all
more.
the double entendres.
Yeah, I find that more enjoyable than I do the over the top fan service that Mashima does. And I'm not trying to give Mashima flack for it because it's his story, his art, do whatever the hell he wants. But I'm kind of appreciative that while that happens in Eden Zero, that doesn't happen in Hundred Years Quest. So I kind of like the yin to the yang, if you will.
yeah. I think it works out quite well. And also, in my opinion, it also gives the it's the idea because a lot of the things that people try and criticize Fairy Tail for is too much fan service. I'm a little bitch. I can't handle a bit of titty. Um, with 100 Year Quest, you know, I mean, there is some in there. I ain't gonna lie, I got a few screenshots, but like you said, a lot of it is more of the comical side of fan service, and I haven't actually seen many people give 100 Year Quest slack for that, which is nice. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but I haven't.
The only thing I've seen people hate about Hundred Years Quest was the fairy nail subplot, but I feel like that
PTSD.
but I feel like that was brought up to help develop Gray and Juvia and what it gave us chapter 58 and 59. So, well, yeah, it seemed like filler at the time. It kind of helped develop these two in later chapters. So I was okay with that.
I did notice some back during the first arc with the water dragon god and how they all ended up underwater and Lucy's top got torn up by
Oh
one of the
yeah.
fish. And there
hmm
was definitely some moments here and there, but for the most part, this sequel series has been better about the fan service than the original.
Yes, definitely. I do agree there. The volume 1 and maybe volume parts of volume 2 had the fan service moments more Mashima style-esque fan service moments with Lucy when Natsu just grabbed her boobs, burned her top, and stuff like that. But as the series progressed, like we've talked about, it's kind of toned down and shifted from the eye appealing fan service to the comical. Here's a cute moment from just pairing type of fan service, which, like I said, uh, I'm appreciative of because it gives me it's this nice balance for Eden Zero and Fairy Tail because I read both. So if I I just be overwhelmed with everything, and then on top of that, if you read World's End Harem like Dav does, then may as well just it's just too much, man. Just too much. It's too much for me.
See, that's why I read the chapters late because I'm always busy with something else. I gotta prepare.
He's got to get the box of tissues, the cream, baby powder. You know, you guys know.
Gotta get the content. Definitely getting taken attention.
I forgot who mentioned it. I think it was wannabe mangaka, but they were like, so what happens if people look under Gagio? Are they gonna see like, is that man wearing underwear?
Hold
what was
up,
it?
hold up. One
What's gonna
second.
happen?
Hold up. Let me go to the chat. Get hold up. I
Because if
hope
you
he's wearing
think
underwear.
about it, well, we don't know if he is. We just see the little.
Wait, maybe that's why
I
Levy.
mean,
Bruh.
considering that Gajio's a man, I don't think Mishima would be very inclined to show us whether or not he's wearing any underwear. So,
Yeah, but we can assume he's not because of Levy's reaction. Like she's obviously seeing something. And the others are saying you can't, you shouldn't laugh like that
well,
because he's
no,
a
I
bit
think she
embarrassed
was.
about it.
I think the reference there was that she's already seen it, considering that she's having this baby.
This
And
is
now she's
true.
just
This
seeing
is
that
true.
even bigger and whew,
She's about
Well,
to
no, because
have.
if she was standing right
She's.
next to them, if she was seeing it then, everybody else would have as well.
yeah, but that's why
She,
the others are saying you don't need to laugh like that because they're trying to say, maybe Gojo doesn't really want others to see it, but it's a bit unfortunate. So now she's chuckling. So they're saying,
I
don't
mean,
laugh
I
at
feel
him,
like Gio would not have a problem with other people seeing it.
I don't
especially not
think
at
he
that
would.
size.
All I know is Levy's definitely gonna have Brandish on
She,
speed dial. She's
bruh.
gonna have.
I mean, I feel like most of them would want her on speed dial or lacrima dial. I guess I don't know what the technical term would there.
Nah,
Speed lacrimal.
Macau, and what's his bitch ass friend's name?
Wakaba. Wakabe.
Wakawa. Yeah, they could go fuck themselves
Well, I mean, they wouldn't get any opportunity to use it anyway. So
Got a point there.
on each other. Can't judge them. Can't judge them.
Hey, look, we don't bash what ships you want, Spidey. Okay, if that's what if that's the ship you want to sail, then go for it, my dude. But I ain't involved.
You're
I mean, hell,
max
maybe
exit
that's
for.
why Macau got divorced in the first place.
Ooh, is this conspiracy theory? Ooh, I like it. I like it. We're gonna run with it. We're gonna make a story of it. We're gonna release it to the press.
Fan fiction, pre-gen fan fiction.
You're an idiot. Um, I can't believe. I guess I'm gonna mention what I liked about the chapter because we're kind of
Go
getting.
for it.
We're kind of talking about just so big, a little too much. I loved Natsu's dialogue in this chapter. He's he's shown tremendous maturity in this series more than he showed in Fairy Tale overall, and it's just amazing. The one of my fucking favorite lines of fucking all time is page 5. I like the entire exchange. I shall start with you, brother of Ignia. True, we both have the same dad, but Zareth is my only brother. It's like, you know, I appreciate the fact that Natsu isn't hiding or ashamed that Zareth was and is his brother. He's like, you know what? Yeah, he's my brother, but he's my only brother. This Igni motherfucker, he's not my brother, and I just love that shit. This whole thing has been amazing. And then previously, remember when he was on top of Algernon and he summons Zareth, and then he's like, "Hi, brother." And then in Beta Heaven, when he meets Zareth again, and Zareth essentially teaches him thought projection. So I'm loving this Natsu and Zareth thing that they're doing in the sequel series because I feel like they're developing them more, and it's kind of showing how lackluster their overall exchanges in the original series were. And then yeah, we had another pairing moment with Gagio and Levy. I mean, we kind of touched and talked about this before. It was um, it was first Gray and Juvia, then it was Jalal and Urza, and now it's Gagio and Levy, and then it'll be everybody else, but not so Lucy. So that'll be fun. And I do find it interesting that Gagio only has 3 minutes to take down Aldron because I don't know if he'll be able to defeat him in 3 minutes, but that'll be interesting. But
It also shows how strong Garfield is or has become. Because I mean, when we first saw Brandish, Brandish was fucking busted, and now we understand more about how magic works.
yeah, that's true. I feel like they kind of retconned her ability in a way, but at the same time did it subtly enough to where like, well, I could only change a human small for 3 minutes or what have you. So it's kind of cool like that.
Definitely is a retcon because we saw her turn that other dude small, and he was small for a while.
But that guy deserved it because he's a
Yeah, he
cuss.
deserved it. But that's what I mean. So that time frame situation, has it always been there, or
I
has
think
it?
it also depends on the other person's magic ability, because obviously hers didn't work on Nineheart when he had been amplified by Irene, and at this point, Gajeel looks much bigger than she's ever made any other person ever out to be. So I think that's just probably a thing of Gajeel's magic as well as her own having her own limitations.
Yeah, but I wonder if it's always been. Is that time factor's always been a thing? I'd like to think it has been actually.
I would hope it has been, because otherwise it's pretty OP. But if it's not, I would kind of understand, because it you know
Yeah, I don't know, but I'm kind of digging this whole arc, this whole subplot with this God Dragon. I have a question. Who do you guys think is the next God Dragon they're gonna face?
What's that? The one that's hot as hell.
the Moon Dragon.
Celine. Yeah, her. She looks hot as shit. It's gonna be her.
Wait, so who's left? So we took out.
The Gold Dragon and the Fire Dragon after her.
Yeah, I think Ignia is the final boss. We haven't even
I don't
seen
know. I
Ignia
see him
yet.
being the fourth one.
Mm.
Look, as long as Celine is next, I'm looking forward to that.
I just wonder what their plan with Ignia is, because this is the first time another dragon god mentions that he's brothers with Natsu.
I think they all know at this point because I have a feeling that they've Ignia's mentioned it to him. Oh look, hey guys, you know who's coming to fight us? Oh who? Ignia's is my brother, Natsu.
All right. Anything else you gotta add to this chapter, or is that it for King?
King, you anything else?
No, nothing of note.
Cool. You can go back to a grilled cheese sandwich if you want.
Well, before you
Thank
go,
you. I'm also low on
before
batteries, so I'll catch you guys at the end.
no, wait. Before you go, real quick, we're gonna transition to Eden Zero, obviously. But how much have you read of Eden Zero? Are you still where you were?
I'm literally
Or
only,
did you read?
I've only gotten to 15 chapters.
All right, 86 more to go, or 87. 87 more to go. You'll get there.
I'll see it eventually.
You're like, I'm gonna wait for the anime. All right.
Ooh, that could be
Uh,
interesting.
that could be interesting. All right. Dav, do you want to just start off with the Eden Zero topics?
Okay, so Eden Zero. Let's see. So we've got two chapters to talk about. The first one is chapter 101, which is Singularity. At the beginning, we get a little in-depth character profile of, well, we know it's Captain Connor. We can tell just by man's outline. However, this is probably an effect of the Cat Leaper going in, jumping the world. So Pino had analysis for him, but now she lost it, or maybe never got it.
She just forgot. Different Pinot. Different.
That's true. And the chapter follows the team going back to Planet Granbell. It is quite a nice opening few lines. You see Pino super excited, running off in a little short shit that she is, saying, "Oh, this is my master's home planet." And you see the rest of the team all going out. We just need to remember that Rebecca our Rebecca has never been to this Granbell. She went
Correct.
to the other one. So she doesn't know what's going to be happening. And as viewers as well, as readers, we didn't know what was going to be happening because the last part we talked about, is it going to be the same? Like what happened? So you can kind of see the worry on her face. I mean, she asked Shiki if he's okay because obviously this is where he grew up. But I have a feeling she's maybe got a lot of worry on her mind as they enter because she doesn't know what the differences are going to be. And let's see. So then we also had Hermit talking a little bit about the memories the files that they had of when they went up to outer space with Ziggy, and it being erased, which is nothing that they've touched on a couple of times, but they've never ever gone in depth on, if I remember correctly.
Wait, so I remember that the robots got shut down in chapter 1. Here it says that they were
Yes.
affected by a bad virus.
Yeah. But
Are
now,
they
why
talking
did they
about
shut down in chapter 1?
something about? Well, I think it was chapter 2, but or yeah, it was one of those two. Basically, they ran out of power, right?
I
Yeah,
think
they
it
ran
might
out
have
of
been that,
power.
which makes a lot of sense. And poor Shiki was trying his best to repair everyone. Just seeing now.
See, yeah, but it doesn't change the fact that Grandpa and the folks raised me. Okay. Oh yeah. So as Av looks that up, the next page is we transition and we have Pino looking at the ghost town essentially with all the robots dead and on the ground, and then you just see all of them shocked. Wise, Homura, Shiki, Rebecca, and Hermit. Then you just have Shiki calling out their name, and then we get the boy Michael, not from the office, but just Michael the robot, and they're all dead and downed. And so it says, so Rebecca asks, did the virus do this to them? And then Hermit basically said they're out of ether. All machines of this planet were powered by ether, and it dried up when that happened. They all shut down. So did the virus make them have the shutdown? So this virus thing is kind of tripping me out, and maybe I'm
Well,
just overthinking it.
in chapter 1, I just went back and had a look. The excuse that they used was a virus. Shiki says, have they all been infected with a virus? And then he says, yes, the virus has allowed us to think for ourselves, and we think that we are not tools for human convenience. So while we know that our world's Granbell shut down not because of a virus, that's the excuse they used. That does make me think, is there a possibility that our world's Granbell also had a virus?
Mm.
Because like they said, it was more that they were going to be powering down at some point, and Ziggy didn't want Shiki stuck on the planet alone with no way to get off. So when a human finally came, he put that plan into motion.
Yep, yep. And then basically what you said is we see that in the next page of chapter 101 with that flashback of Ziggy telling all of them to help Shiki escape. And that happens, and then we basically see the flashback to chapter 1. We, dude, Shiki cries ugly.
Dude, he actually does. I was actually literally about to say, like, this dude does not know how to cry at all.
You know what? You know what's gonna be fascinating for me? It's gonna
What?
be Shiki has been crying for the last 102 fucking chapters. People were giving Deku shit for the first 2 seasons of the anime, which was like what 50 chapters, because boy was crying, right? I wonder how they're gonna treat Shiki, knowing that this motherfucker cries every fucking chance he can, every chance. So probably gonna get shit for that. Oh, it's gonna get shit for being a Majima series. It's gonna get shit for Shiki crying. It's gonna get shit for the friendship. I see this anime getting a lot of shit. It's gonna be fun, but
The chapter itself had a lot of good art. That one panel of Ziggy alone,
dude, with
that
the
was so
moss
cool.
over him, yeah, buddy, yeah.
I'm loving the art style that I say the art style like it's not somewhat similar to Fairy Tail. I mean, just the amount of detail that's going in, especially when it comes to like Ziggy. I mean, my man's got skinny legs. He needs to go to a leg day. I know he's a robot, but come on, give yourself a bit more beef.
I like I like the contrast in the art styles because Fairy Tail 100 Years Quest, you could very definitely tell that it's not drawn by the same person that's doing Eden Zero because their detailing is very different, and I just like that because it helps each series grow on its own as opposed to, oh well, it's just copying this series, it's copying the other series. It's so I'm very appreciative of that. And then going back to what you said, yeah, Ziggy he looks like he's seen some shit. One of his horns is gone. He's got moss all over his skull, shoulder blades. Boy is crazy.
You can also see the damage he's taken, being well stuck on the planet. What I want to know is what? Why is he the only one that's not well? The only one that can walk. The others are done for. You know what I mean?
That's a good point. He's the only one who's able to come back when
You know what I think
everybody
he did?
else is. He saved energy.
He's taken their energy.
Ooh,
He used their
maybe,
energy. That's what I think.
maybe. So you did a Dragon Joe? Took their
Yeah,
energy?
yeah, and maybe not obviously as gruesome or like horribly, but he kind of each one of those. Oh, Robot A has won the lottery. Come and see Lord Ziggy to for your reward, and then they're never seen again.
Yeah, buddy.
So I have a feeling that that's what he was doing, but obviously we don't know this virus. Did he maybe put it down? Did he start it, or is he? Does he have the virus?
I'm
We don't know because we don't know
fucking
what this Ziggy was
I'm
like in the beginning.
fucking fascinated by this shit. I don't know, Ziggy. We're gonna learn next chapter. Ziggy don't fuck around.
He does not fuck around. I mean, even in this chapter, you can see he doesn't fuck around. Okay,
Yeah,
Shiki's
so
like, Grandpa, and he just fucking books, man. The
Shiki. I
gravity
mean,
out here.
Ziggy goes full Blue Note and just pummels that motherfucker to the ground. Oh, this is another thing that fascinates me. How did Shiki learn the same gear that Ziggy has?
Ziggy taught it to him.
But how? So anybody could be taught the ether gear? Because if that's the case, why wasn't Rebecca taught? Remember, she was curious. Oh, when will I learn my ether gear? And they were like, "Oh, not everybody learns it."
Maybe you can implant ether into someone.
I'm fascinated to see how. I'm fascinated to see the connection between the two of them. fucking fascinating.
I have a feeling Shiki's a robot. Problem story solved. Don't need to write anymore.
Shiki is the Terminator robot, where he's half
Yeah,
human, half robot.
yeah.
That'd be pretty crazy. That'd be something nobody expects.
Except me.
Well, yeah. I mean, did you expect a bullet to the head?
Uh, no,
Exactly.
no.
Exactly.
Why are you gonna? Why are you gonna do this to me? I hate it here.
I remember when you were so excited to read the Eden Zero, and I was like, wait, just get a chapter 82. And you were like, what the fuck did I just read? Like, you were so hurt.
I was pissed. I was like, bruh, Ash, we can't be doing us like this. This is not what you're meant to write. You're meant to write happy stories.
He's like, I'm tired of everybody giving me bullshit. Here's a bullet to the head. Literally. Um, so after Ziggy basically stuns Shiki, the ground pummels to the ground, and then there's these little cute. So we have Ziggy being a savage. Shiki, I was wrong. I should have never raised you or have sent you into the skies. What ugly, foolish creatures these humans are. He just basically called all of them ugly. You ugly. And then we have, dude, the fucking panel, the spread with the fish, Eden's one,
Yep.
and just Ziggy on top and Shiki just looking at him like, what the fuck am I witnessing? Ziggy kind of reminds me of Gildarts mixed with, I don't know who mixed with who, because nobody's that savage that I know of. But he's got that little cape like Gildarts, and he's got like the little fucked up body like Gildarts.
Who's the guy that fought Guild Arts on
Yeah,
um on Tenro?
maybe. Yeah, yeah, I see that.
Because then he comes back a second time and he tries to be savage, and then Natsu just fucking burns man.
Now is the age of mechanical life forms. We will rule over all humankind. Dude, this is Skynet 2.0, right? This is definitely Skynet. This this was my wallpaper for a little bit before I changed it because it was so amazing and it covered both monitors. So I was like, yes, it was just beautiful. And then we have the chapter ends kind of rather ominously. I don't know if I said it right.
Well, we get a little
Very
bit of a sneak peek into Pino's struggle.
yes. We see Pino come. You belong with us. I like how, and then in this chapter, it kind of shows you that Pino has very huge importance in the series and for the characters because he notice how he didn't tell the Shining Stars. He told Pino, he's like, Pino, we need you. Not the Shining Stars, we need you. So that was amazing. And then if look, I'm glad we do this every 2 weeks because there's so much to talk about every time. We have chapter 102, Time to Say Goodbye. We have a
With a
Rebecca cover.
nice panel, with a nice cover.
Yeah, Rebecca cover. Sister Ivory's still better. Don't at me. Then we have a literal continuation of the last page. Pino's like, what? And then Shiki is like sad. Hermit is sad, and Rebecca's like, rule humankind. Like, dude, what are you talking about? You're supposed to be the good guy. And then you have Weiss and Homura talking about peace and all this. And then Rebecca is remembering from World 29 the Eden's One. And in this world, we see the Eden's One has the same logo as the Eden Zero. So that was interesting. And then we have something important because it says Ziggy straight up tells Pino, Pino, you were created to follow my orders. You cannot defy me. So that's interesting because we'd never really learned Pino's origin before. but now it's basically confirmed that she was supposed to do what Ziggy wanted, and then it's kind of heartbreaking if you think about it, because Pino just loses her way. She's that panel in the middle of the page, the following page, where Pino's like walking away and the Shiki's there just in tears. It's kind of depressing as shit. And then you just see Pino being a robot, literally robot, not acting with any human qualities. Dude,
It's
and then the
also
next, what happened?
yeah. Carry on, carry on.
No, the next page were just the entire destruction that old boy does with like one hand.
It and it's like he didn't even actually do anything. He just waved his hand to the right, and then everything was gone.
Wave to the right, wave to the left, hop hop, and then you just see the entire destruction everywhere.
Effortless.
And yeah, so effortlessly too. Like damn. And then we have something that a lot of the shippers left. We have Shiki saving Rebecca, Hermit having to save herself, fucked up. And then we have Weiss, aka Iron Man, saving Homura. And then we had a little cute moment with "Are you okay? Yeah, thanks. I mean, just kiss already while you're at it."
A lot
That
of the shippers, especially I know Saf in the server, she got very excited at that.
yeah, I actually like the middle page or the middle panel where
Where
you have
she was
Shik,
kind of standing in front of her.
and then yeah, you have Pino there in the middle, and then Ziggy in the background looking all menacingly even more. Then we have Shiki straight up telling her, "Who do you want to go with? What do you want to do? Figure it out yourself. Make up your own mind." Basically telling her like, "You're a person, bro. Just because you're a robot, don't give me that bullshit." And then he's like, "Don't give in. Think of the life you want to lead." And it fascinates me. Obviously, this is because plot related reasons, right? But it still fascinates me that Shiki was able to override essentially the programming that Ziggy had on Pino. And then you see Pino crying, and it's like super depressing and shit. So it's like ah. Then we
What
have
interests me, sorry,
yeah.
just to, before, what interests me with
No,
that
no, you get it.
is the entire series we've been seeing, since Pino joined. You've been seeing how much Pino sees Shiki as his master now, as Ziggy himself. And now Ziggy comes back out of nowhere. Now Pino doesn't really know who to listen to because ultimately Shiki was, raised to become Ziggy's successor. And everyone's seen it like that. Everyone's respecting him in that sense,
Yeah, well, yeah,
especially Pino.
and the Shining Stars.
Yeah, and especially with Pino, now that Ziggy's back, you can really understand the stress that Pino has. But when you get to the panel where she says to Shiki, "I want to be with you, Master. I want to be him," and you can really see what she's really set in stone. She still respects Ziggy because she was listening to him, but it also shows that she's come a long way from where she was originally as, well, just a little robot, to actually understanding her own emotions.
It's just fascinating to me. Fucking fascinating. And then I'm interested to see if Pino's would have had that same reaction if she had spent equally as much time with Ziggy, or if not more time with Ziggy than Shiki. If her allegiance would have switched. I'm kind of fascinated to know how the story would have changed if she chose to go with Ziggy. That would have interested me.
Well, Ziggy would then have all the information that she has on everyone else, which would just give him even more of an advantage.
But what's his? That guess what I'm trying to get at is like, what's his end game? Like, yeah, he said destroy all humans, not the video game, but like his
You know
actual
what?
thought
He's
process.
gonna try and destroy Mother. Calling it.
Can you
Calling it
imagine
now.
if he
He's gonna
does?
try and go for Mother.
And then we have old boy Ziggy just teleporting like Vegeta and shit, like a fucking Super Saiyan, just
And he doesn't care.
floating
You
in.
can see there. He just doesn't give a shit. He's like, cool, stay here then. Rot. I don't care.
Then stay here and rot with your humans.
So you know,
And
he
then
shows that he doesn't need Pino. He just wanted Pino for
dude,
the sake of it.
I guess he was just trying to toy and like torture the humans. The depressing part. F in the chat for Hermit. Hermit, I no longer need you or the four shining stars. Be gone.
You poor shining stars, man.
And
And
then,
then
there was a line he said, but where is it?
no longer need the shining stars. Be gone. Clank.
Okay,
The
yeah.
fact that the planet itself just starts to crumble the second he gets in a ship. I'm sure it's him doing it, but at the same, you know, the same page, it just shows us how powerful he is. I mean, this guy's crumbling. Could it be the entire planet, or is he just crumbling the area around? I think
And I
regardless,
think
it
it,
just shows
I,
insane powerful.
I think he just fucked the planet. He's like, you know what? I don't need this planet no more. Be gone.
So what you're saying is we've got someone that's planetary at Eden Zero.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Time to bring out
Dude,
easy
I've
underscore power
never I've
levels.
I've never seen Moscow so triggered in his life. Look at that
His
picture.
face, man's always happy. He's like Moscow, but this man's yo, that's got to be an emote.
That yeah, we gotta make that an emo because this man is triggered. Like rightfully so, but like goddamn.
Let me just screenshot that.
And then we have a sister best girl. Sister Ivory talking to Herman, like what the fuck happened? Like how did he come back? Like they're literally asking the questions the readers have, like, what the hell's going on? Like why is he back? How is he alive? And Herman responded like everybody else did. How the fuck should I know? Like, I'm not a psychic. I don't know this shit. Then we have a little cute moment with Homura and Pino. I found that very nice because it just shows how important Pino is to the actual team. Are you there?
The yeah, Homura's and Pina's relationship throughout the whole show, you've seen it kind of grow here and there, and it really does bring a refreshing feel to the story. Homer is a very playful person. She can be very serious when she needs to be, but at the same time, as we all know, she's well, she kind of thinks out loud, and that's adorable to me.
She's very hilarious in that. She's like, yeah, yeah, she just doesn't give a shit. She's so airheaded, if you will, that when she thinks out loud, she's like, "Oh, I'm just thinking," but it's her thinking out loud. And then we have the next page where we have our boy Captain Connor just being like, "Yo, what up? Shining Stars and Eden Zero. This the Eden one." Like he does it so casually. It's like, son, you just what the fuck? Let us process this shit.
And we see our boy Captain Connor, Mr.
Mm.
C Connor,
Yeah,
Mr.
we have,
C2,
and then we see Captain. We see
Rebecca's
Rebecca.
shock.
Yeah, dude, the most surprising shit. The Zero was merely a prototype for the One. Now, with the One awakened, Zero shall cease to exist.
That little panel of, or the two panels of Rebecca, her face, and then the her flashback to Connor. You can see the anguish in her face. You can see the confusion in the fact that she doesn't know what the fuck's going on. As someone, has Connor become evil because of the time jump, or has he always
Or is
been
that
evil?
always?
Was he evil in their time?
Was the Eden's one always that? Like we don't know, because when we met him, he was surrounded by fish, and now the Eden's one is actually a fish, right? So it's kind of interesting.
And now we get the introduction to something that I'm pretty sure we mentioned a while when
The
first,
deviant,
that panel where we had the four shining stars all in the line when they all use their, do they call it a requip in this? I think they do. Right?
yeah.
We said there's going to be a counterpart, and what do we get? The Demon King's 4 stars, the next more advanced generation of the 4 shining stars.
The Demon King's 4 dark stars.
And I'm telling you now, we got a droideca in there from Star Wars. The guy next to the big man's, that's just a droideca from Star Wars. I'm
We,
telling you
we
that
got
now.
look. We got a clown. We
We got the
got the
Joker.
villain. We got the Joker. We got the villain from Final Fantasy VII. We got
Got a
the droid,
droideca.
and then we got a fucking Reinhardt from Overwatch.
Fucking Reinhardt. Jesus Christ. Oh, Mashma's going to get hit with a copyright strike from 4 different companies. But I'm
I like their
very interested.
designs.
Yeah, the designs look really. I want to say that they're simple in terms of, he hasn't gone try to be outrageous with them. He's just got a human. Well, we say human. We don't know if he actually is, but we've got a normal looking guy, all right, and then we've got a fucking. To me, that they're obviously all robots. The human guy is what made me think that Shiki could be part robot. All right. Did he
Mm,
build? So Shiki's obviously human, as we know, but could he? Where he goes ether gear, Could it be implanted into him like the third generation, or second generation Dragon Slayer? Which one was it? Third gen.
second.
Second
Those
gen got
both.
the Lacrima.
Sec
Yeah, both
sec
actually. Yeah,
Second gen is pure Lacrima. Third gen is Lacrima and
both.
magic.
Yeah. So could it be that kind of situation? Could that guy just be like what I think Shiki could end up being, where he's had the ether gear implanted into him?
Hmm. That's actually interesting.
Did anything like that happen in Rave Master?
Oh, fuck if I remember. It's been a while. Maybe.
I'll get there.
Probably. I don't. What happened?
Sorry, what?
What scenario are you describing that you want to know if a similar equivalent happened in
The
Rave Master?
Lacrima implantation for the second and third gen Dragon Slayers. Is there anything similar?
No, not particularly.
Okay.
All right.
All right, cool. Yeah, the design's simple. They're quite effective.
The designs are intimidating, but also, dude, I don't know what the fucking clown. Why a clown?
A lot of
Like
people
the
hate
clown.
clowns. Clowns are evil.
I hate clowns too. And then it ends with the most savage line of all time. Shiki, you have my blessing to die with your friend. Like the amount of disrespect he showed all his creations and his adopted child is like you don't understand how incredible that is.
I think Ziggy's gonna be quite an interesting villain. I quite like Jack and Joe. I know a lot of people didn't. I like the simplicity of I want money. Money gives me power. I'll loan you. You have to pay it back. You don't, you're gonna die.
Medea,
Simple, simple,
Medea,
simple thing. Yeah,
Medea.
fucking hell. Very simple premise. Now I'm intrigued to see where Ziggy's gonna go. Is he gonna be simple as well, or is he gonna be more complex?
I wonder. There's so much that could happen.
I'm
It's
still banking on the Lacrima implantation.
I'm banking on. I don't even know what I'm banking on. Fuck. I don't know. It might be a Lacrima, Lacrima type thing, but I'm not sure yet. I need to process it because Ziggy just it's a curveball. We didn't expect Ziggy to come out of nowhere, come back to life. And then did you read the leaks, the French leaks?
No, I tend to not look at the leaks because I can't read French, and also I like to go in blind when it actually comes out.
Well, the French leaks have some crazy shit. So there's a lot of shit going on, and I'm not sure what the fuck is gonna happen.
I think the next two chapters are going to be quite interesting. I don't think there's going to be. I don't know if we're going to learn a lot just yet. I feel like Mashima's given us his information. Now he wants us to sit on it. And maybe in 3 or 4 chapters we'll have a force. I don't actually. I don't think we're going to have a fight between the Shining Stars and Dark Stars just yet. I think it'll be too quick, too soon. Maybe a one-on-one.
So you don't think we're gonna see the 4v4? We're just gonna see the just fight as a group.
No. Like a one. Like who would we say? Witch. I feel like Witch might try and take on one of them. I don't. I feel like it's too soon in the arc to be given the fight. Well, the fight that everyone's looking forward to. I know we want to
Okay.
do. I know everyone wants to see Shiki versus Ziggy. I'm more interested in the stars versus stars.
I'm kind of fascinated to see who matches up with who because I want to know who the clown's gonna match up with. I have a feeling it's gonna be Hermit, but
Nah, I think the droid deck is going to be Hermit. I think the droid deck is going to be the hacker of the team.
he looks like a lizard. I don't know if that's just me, but he looks very
Yeah.
lizard-esque. You're like, yeah, I
You know,
guess.
it'd be funny. He does a complete 360 or 180, should I say? The big dude, the Reinhardt, is the hacker. The lizard is the tank. The human guy is the healer, and the clown is Homura.
Oh, that's well, yeah, that's right. How does Homer play into this? Because she's essentially replacing her adoptive mother.
Valkyrie. But did we know what Valkyrie's main job was? We know she's the sword of the Edens, but like,
Yeah, that's all we knew.
so we
We
didn't
just
know
get
her overall job.
nope.
Because one's the healer, one's the hacker, one is the shield. Well, I guess if
Yep.
she's the sword, she's the offensive capabilities of the Edens, but we never got to see her linked to the ship itself, so that could be very interesting. I think the Dark Stars are going to be just reverse copies of them. But what if one doesn't heal and one just takes away life, like he drains?
Oh, well, 11th Doctor released a fan translation of Chapter 103 recently.
I did see that, yeah.
So there's that, and then Chapter 104 is titled. Do you want to know the title for Chapter 104?
Yeah, go for it.
The Woman Who Was Called a Pirate.
Elsie. Elsie's coming. But we haven't seen this since like chapter like 8, wherever she appeared.
I don't even know why she's appearing now, if I'm being honest.
That's gonna be. Ooh, is it gonna be the same Elsie? Is the Elsie of this world gonna be this same Elsie as the other one where she owed Cheeky and she's friends with it? Ooh, that's gonna be
I
good.
see. Ooh,
The next 2 weeks are gonna be good. So the
next
next
2 weeks
podcast
are.
gonna be a lot to talk about.
Uh-huh, that is very correct. It's gonna be interesting to see how everything transpires, but it should be good. I'm still interested to know how Leaper works because it seems the more we feel like we know, the less we actually know. And Mashima's just laughing at us like, ha, ha. Joke's on you, you don't know shit. So I'm
And now
interested
we're
in
gonna see
that.
if only one person has it or multiple has it. Does this Connor know our Rebecca?
Oh, you know that'd be fucking. Imagine he does. Imagine the wrench and the goddamn whatever the fucking expression
The works,
is.
the gears.
Yeah, the wrench in the gears that'll be if he actually has Libra too. Because
Dude, the final fight is just gonna be those two dipping between worlds, fight like fucking the Flash.
and Reverse Flash,
Yeah.
dude, that'd be pretty dope. Not gonna lie to you.
Well, I'm excited to see all of that. And there's quite a few panels I've saved in this chapter because a lot of it was really well drawn.
A lot
Ziggy, I'm
yeah,
excited to actually see more of Ziggy.
I'm excited to see how Shiki handles this revelation of.
On an emotional level, being able to
Mhm.
comprehend it. Actually, this would be a time for us to maybe see his maturity levels when it comes to handling his own emotions.
But he's a robot. He doesn't have any emotion.
We don't know that yet.
Nah, no, I was
Fry's a
just joking.
fucking lot.
I'm interested to see what's gonna happen. I'm interested to see Elsie's role in all this. So, I guess that's it for this chapter.
Yeah, that's it for this for the Eden Zero portion. We've done the fairy tale portion. So that's kind of it. The chapters weren't, in my opinion, there was a lot that was revealed to us, but not a lot was happening overall in terms of action.
I feel like we learned a lot, but we didn't learn anything.
Yeah, we got given the pie, but we can't touch it yet.
And that annoys the shit out of me.
Yeah,
It's
but I
like,
have a
yeah, you
feeling we're
learned
gonna
it.
learn stuff quickly.
Oh, yeah, most likely because the way Machima goes about things is he doesn't wait. He just does. I mean, if you remember, most of his fights don't last that long because he's like, all right, let's get it over with. You're done next. So I'm fascinated by everything going
It's gonna be
on.
great, I think.
What
No,
else?
that's really it. We've given all the notifications that were the news beforehand. Have you got any notifications that you need to give out? There's a new emote,
Uh,
guys.
oh yes, yes. Well, there's gonna be new emo. Like I said, I'm working on it as we speak. Actually, uh, it's gonna be a GIF. Look for it. Have fun. There was the MA. There was that AMA that we did earlier.
That's
Lasted
fun.
longer than we wanted, but it was fun. I did it intentionally. I let it last longer intentionally just because it was fun to do and it was actually very community driven and a lot of community engagement. So I didn't see why not. Plus, if the mods complain, I'd be like, I'm the owner, get over it. But I'm joking. I don't actually do that. Fire Force season 2 came out.
Is episode 3 out yet?
It is out yet. It is out yet. It is out. Um,
Nice.
good show. ReZero season 2 is out. Very
Need
good
to
show.
watch season 1.
Am I just shamelessly plugging subreddits I moderate?
Yes.
Probably, but they're good shows. Um,
High School DxD. What?
I still need to work on that server for you guys because you guys wanted it. Like 3, 4 people actually asked for it in on the actual subreddit, and I was like, oh, okay, if you guys want. I mean, I don't watch the show, but sure. So
Taylor's
there's
the
that.
expert, so
I watch. I watch Goblin Slayer. We should start a Goblin Slayer server,
you got eco for that.
dude. That show is so fucking.
I started watching it. I think I'm about 4 or 5 episodes in.
How do you not binge it?
To be fair, like I'm playing a lot of games at the moment, so I'm trying to like incorporate it all.
What games are you playing? I know this is the end part, so people don't get mad. We talked extensively about the show, the series. Now we're talking games. It's fine. Don't cry. What games are you playing?
I'm finishing off The Last of Us 2. I finished the story, but I'm just trying to get some of the achievements.
Okay. Spoiler talk. Spoiler talk. Last of Us 2. Timestamp it for me, Dev, if you can, so I could just give people.
I forgot to start the timer. I'm not gonna lie.
All right, fuck it, whatever. I'll have to rewatch this or re-listen to this. Do it. What did you think?
Overall, right, it definitely wasn't as good as the first one, which always happens. You know that's something that always happens with games. But I've been waiting for a very long time. I rewatched a playthrough of number one in the background before I started playing it.
Hmm.
My overall enjoyment of the game was great. I loved it. I loved the fact that we finally got a second game. There was a lot that happened in the game that finally actually gave me, you know, I hated the amount of reviews that were coming out for people that were trashing the game. A lot of the people were trashing it purely because of
Joel took a club to the fucking head and he died. Let's just get it over with. Yeah, he
no.
died. He died.
People were bashing it because of Naughty Dog being the releases because they are a bit of a shitty company. But
Well, they did. They also bashed it for that.
yeah,
So
I see no problem with Joe dying. If I'm honest, like
I,
I get why people don't like it, but at the same time, eh, it hurt to see it happen. My poor man's that we've played since the first game. At the end of the
I,
day, I feel like it did help the story move along anyway, and I wasn't necessarily as upset as I thought I'd have been. I
I
would.
just,
Granted, um, I was a little bit of a little bit spoiled about that, but I wasn't too mad because I did actively kind of look for that just because I was looking for something else.
mm, I think so. So overall, you enjoyed the game. What would you rate it? Let's just
The
say out
first
of
game I
10.
gave a 9. The first game I gave a 9. The only reason I didn't give it a 10, there were some parts of the game where I felt like it was a bit slow, but that's just because I'm the kind of person I don't like to be in the same spot for too long, like the same little story arc for too long. I like to move on. Um, this one I gave a 8, 7 or 8, because I did compare it to the first one. It wasn't as good. I did. There were some parts in the beginning that felt slow to me, and I found myself sitting there going, can I like can we move on? Can I like actually know more about what's going on fucking in the story?
Yeah, I could see that. I just, I just give my quick summary. I didn't finish the first game, so I have a different point of view. I also didn't really care. I thought a lot of the decisions the characters were made were fucking stupid.
Yeah, I can. I can't
All right.
disagree. I can't disagree. I can't say I didn't like it, but I can't disagree.
I mean, there's and this again, I don't know how the characters interacted beforehand, but if you're in an apocalypse and you meet strangers, you're not gonna be like, "Yo, this is where we're at. This is how many we have. This is my buddy. This is our names." Like, nah, you try to be as reserved in the information you give as possible. And then I didn't mind Joel dying, but I didn't like the advertising because the advertising kind of made it seem like he was gonna be in the game the whole time. which
Yeah,
obviously he wasn't. I didn't like how they try to force us as an audience to love Abby. And Abby is the girl who just beat the shit out of Joel. For those who didn't know.
I did feel like that as well. It didn't. I did like Abby. Um, Not necessarily because I liked Abby as a character. I thought I found her quite. I wasn't the biggest fan of her, but the character I felt was written fairly well.
Yeah, I just didn't like how you have her petting a dog, and in the in a previous scene, you just see Ellie beating the shit and torturing the dog,
But also
right?
then Abby's reasoning for killing Joel, I was kind of like, I feel like you would want to talk that out before you did it. But I guess not.
Yeah, there's a couple of issues I had with it, but I don't know. I was just like, it happened, I guess. Whatever. Um, I didn't like the final act or whatever it was where Ellie essentially moves on, and and fucking then we have what's his name? Tommy or whatever.
Yeah,
Tommy forcing her to come back and be like, "Yo, you should have done this for Joel. You changed, yada yada yada." And it's
he
like,
gets
dude,
upset that
this,
she's grown as a person.
yeah. And it's like, yeah, okay, guy, you're fucking crippled. Calm down. No offense. That sounded very harsh. I realize now. But I don't know. I just felt like he wanted her to fulfill his mission when she just wanted to live. And then she ended up doing that. And I fucking hated how she's like, yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And then she doesn't do it. And it's like, okay, so we spent all this time trying to find this stupid motherfucker. And then you're like, oh, yeah, just go. After she bites off your finger. Like, I don't know. I just didn't like that. Thought it could have been better.
One of the things that he got bad criticism for, and I think it was just stupidly unfair, is the LGBT side of it. People were acting as if she wasn't gay before in the prequel anyway. It's not been it's not something that they just dashed at us out of nowhere. It wasn't something new that they just suddenly brought out for no reason.
I didn't even. I can't relate to that because I'm not of the group. But I didn't think they did it tastelessly. I thought it was done in a respectful manner. Like I
Exactly, that's the
believe,
thing.
I believe that they were in like Ellie and fuck if I remember her name. What's her name?
No, shit, I'm terrible with name. Dina? No, it was Dina.
No, Dino is the
No,
barmaid lady. Abby? No, not Abby. Sam? No, not Sam.
I literally played it like 2 days ago and I forgot. Dina, bruv.
Oh yeah, it is Dino. Okay,
Yeah,
my bad. I did
yeah.
like how
Ellie's
they built
partner.
I like how they built that relation, but I was like, it's not bad. I mean, it's not like they're forcing. Dude, you know what was cringe? That sex scene out of nowhere with Abby. Like,
Oh
what the
shit! Yeah, that
fuck?
fucking bro. The funniest part about that, right, is the cutscene started and I quickly ran to the kitchen just to get a drink and I come back and I'm like, oh, okay. So this is, I guess, what we're doing now.
I
It did
didn't.
actually catch me off guard.
I didn't like the dude. The Owen guy was a scumbag. Like, how? Why? What? Like, no. He cheats on his pregnant wife or girlfriend, even though she's kind of dead at that point. But still,
He, Owen was definitely written to be hated, and I think that
I
was written well.
I think that's the only thing that's written well. I don't know, man. Like, I play games. I'm not too critical of them, but like this game, some of the decisions surprised me. Like, there was so many times where Ali should have died, but she still stayed alive. Like, how?
Plot armor.
Like, where like in the first part in Seattle where she gets captured, and then out of nowhere the guy gets interrupted and gets a phone call and leaves his blade there, and then she finds a way to escape, and then Dina asks her like, how did you escape? And Ellie's response is like, I don't know, it just happened. Okay, let's move on. Like, no, I needed an actual explanation of how they pulled this shit out of their ass. Or
The just to go back to the sexy, because it was on the boat. Remember, it didn't even. At first, she was trying to like beat the shit out of him for what he was saying, and then the next minute it became just a hate sex, and it really was kind of unexpected and silly, in my opinion. But at the same time, like I said, like you also said, I'm also not critical when I play games. I play it for the sake of enjoying it. If I don't enjoy the game, I won't carry on playing it. Hello, Spidey. Hello, hello, hello. We're having some technical difficulties. Hello, I cannot hear you. King. Okay.
can
Now
can
I
you
can
hear me
hear you.
now?
There you are. Yeah, there we are. I don't know what
Okay.
happened now.
All right. So anyway, yeah, basically, I hope my audio cut, so I won't repeat what I said. I basically just give a quick recap of my issues with The Last of Us 2. Overall, good game. I'm waiting on Ghost of Tsushima, but Amazon decided to not send it the day of, so I gotta wait 4 days to play Ghost of Tsushima.
It's fine. It's 4 days that you can be excited or pissed off. Depends on how you want to view it.
Yeah, true, 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 true.
So what we'll do is we'll end it there before this gets longer and longer, because I forgot to check the timer. So I don't know. Actually,
Fucking guy.
22:03. Oh, bro, it's been an hour and a half. It's been almost 2 hours. All right, yeah. So we'll end it there, guys.
Oh, it's better
Right.
than last time because the last one was what 2 hours and 20 minutes, was
To
it?
be fair, we had a shitload to talk about. So like that. I mean,
I mean, it's not like we didn't have a shitload to talk about this
no,
chapter.
but
At least,
before we talked about the game and the FAQ that was set up and everything. So like, we did have a
yeah,
lot
you're
more,
right.
and the
All
anime
right, all
and
right, all right, all right. I get
this
it.
one
I
we went
get it.
off on
I
tangents like we always
get
do.
it.
All right, bloody hell.
God,
You know what, King? Get rid of Craig now before Spidey
we gotta
loses his
say.
shit.
Oh, people, don't forget, COVID-19 is a thing.
Still here. Wash your
It's
hands.
not. It's not a hoax.
5G
Uh,
didn't cause it. Make sure you wear your masks.
oh, I hate those retards. Oh, I'm sorry. I said the word that I'm not supposed to say. I hate those
Banned.
genius individuals. I hope I didn't say it all because I feel like I didn't. I hate those people who say that. Oh, 5G caused it. It's like, what? My boy, like, the Middle East does not have 5G. How the fuck could they have COVID if that's the thing?
Yeah, a lot of people don't have the smarts. Yes, I use that word on purpose. But just remember, guys, keep the distance. Keep going. A lot of places are lifting up lockdown. Doesn't mean it's gone. Remember that. Just because your government said, yeah, you can go outside, doesn't mean it's gone. If anything, I'm still an advocate for the fact that we're going to have a second spike. Just be careful. I think it's already happened in some places in the US, especially.
Oh, the
I
U.S.
know.
still has the first. U.S. is still in the first one, and we're kind of fucked.
I know anyone that was leaving Florida had to be um, quarantined when they entered a new state, if I remember correctly. Like they had
Yep.
a ban. So obviously, it's still a problem, guys.
If I'm
Stay
not
online,
mistaken.
stay
If
in
I'm not
Discord,
mistaken.
follow the
Yep.
rules.
Exactly. It's not that hard to follow the rules. Who knows? Just talk on Discord. Maybe you'll make it to the contest. Get the game for free.
Where is King to take away Craig
King is too busy reading World's End Harem with
with his
tissues,
grilled cheese?
grilled cheese on his left, tissues and baby lotion on the right.
So how do
And
we end the podcast? Didn't he start it, so he has to end it?
um,
Or like,
and until next time, goodbye.
so how are we gonna end it? King, King, mention,
King.
ping, mention, ping.
All right. How
He
do
did say
we?
his battery died.
How the fuck is he still in the chat?
I don't
How
know.
did it?
Can we just? What happens? If we just type Craig leave. Can
Try
we
it.
do that?
Try,
I
wait,
don't
wait,
want
wait,
the
wait.
file.
Before we try that, we gotta end it properly and then try it, just in case it actually does it.
I don't know what the command is. Is it Craig leave?
And until next time, people. Goodbye. No, I'm just kidding. Already said that. Mentions Craig. I feel sorry for Andrew. He's gonna have to fix